Hey, how you doing, folks? Welcome to another episode of Voices from the Stables, presented to you by Buck Sweep Sports. Sorry, took so long to get this out, man. It's been a crazy weekend. I was hoping to have this out Saturday, but just some things come up. I was hoping to have Mr. Jonathan Griffin on this show, but unfortunately, scheduling wise, just didn't work out. So we're going to get him on the show soon. Hopefully, this next one. Today, I wanted to talk about basically, we're going to do a little quick rundown, recap of the scrimmage and the jamboree this week, and give you a preview of this Northside-Jacksonville game coming up on Friday. So let's go ahead and dive into it, man. We're going to start off with the scrimmage. Wednesday, of course, we had a inter-squad scrimmage with a couple teams. Then we had the jamboree Friday. So I'm gonna start with the JV guys, man. I saw a lot to be excited about. I know a lot of us kind of who've been paying attention. We're a little bit worried. We got a lot of seniors this year, so it's gonna be a big turnover come next season. But I mean, I saw a lot to be excited about for the future, man. Some of these kids, they got a lot of speed. I saw some good size. Actually, talking to one of the coaches, they said this is probably the best JV team they've had since this current coaching staff has taken over at Clinton. So that's speaking volumes, man. And they're really heavy invested in this JV squad. So it's a lot to be excited about, man. A lot to look forward to. So Thursday they open their season in Jacksonville against Northside. So be sure to check those guys out, the young horses. They start their game. I think it was listed at had it starting at 6 p.m. That's gonna be at Northside-Jacksonville. Moving on to the varsity, I'll start with the cons. Just some things I saw. Uh, the back end and the secondary, man, just kind of working on their communication. Kind of gave a couple big plays, some scores. Nothing really to freak out about. It's first scrimmage, first action going against someone other than themselves. So I mean, little stuff like little kinks to be worked out. Like I said, nothing to be worried about. Just some communication issues I saw. Um, Offensively, kind of sloppy. A lot of penalties that kind of hampered progress, especially from what I saw Friday night in the Jamboree versus West Columbus. But like I said, I mean, if you're a Clinton fan, you're kind of feeling uneasy about the performances. I'm like, look, it's a scrimmage, jamboree. It's going to be. These are the type of mistakes you want to, you see the teams make, and you rather have it happen here in preseason than happen 2, 3, 4 weeks into the season. So this is the time to make those mistakes and get the corrections, make adjustments. So nothing to be worried about. Like I said, there's very little game planning or scouting going into a scrimmage or a jamboree. It's really vanilla, base offense, base defense. No coach is going to show their hand in a scrimmage. So Clinton fans, don't worry about it. We're good. All right, so talk about the pros. The pros I saw, man, offensively, man, Nadarian, he looked really comfortable. I mean, fast when he was scrambling. Offensive line was creating some huge holes. Connor Boyette, Jameek Sampson, Dexter Wilson. You could tell these guys are seniors. They're seasoned. They've been in the program. They're experienced. They're going to be the ones that anchor that offensive line. Josiah McLaurin. Josiah McLaurin is Josiah McLaurin, man. He's showing you why he's going to be playing, Power 5 football at Maryland in the Big Ten on Saturdays, man. He's a phenomenal athlete. Showed a lot of speed in the open field. Just great balance. You younger guys don't know about, phone booths are something we don't really have anymore around. And when I say, like, he could dodge a tackle in a phone booth, if you know what a phone booth the size of a phone booth, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's that elusive, man. So I know he's going to be in for another huge season. Like I said, a lot of good things I saw on offense there. Defensively, man, the team speed off the charts. Loved every bit of what I saw. You know it's good when you see a guy get tackled and we can't even tell which dark horse it was because there was so many people around the ball. Team speed, everyone was flying to the ball. Loved it. Um, it's going to be really fun to see, especially this front seven, what this front seven does, man. Oh, those just a couple things I saw, pros and cons from the jamboree, the scrimmage. Um, Anything you saw that you observed, any of my listeners, man, be sure to comment below, talk about it, start a discussion. But I mean, like I said, man, I saw a lot of good things, and like I said, a couple things to work on. But like I said, that's normal. It's normal for this time of year. All right, so that's it for my jamboree and scrimmage wrap up. So let's dive right into talking about our week one opponent, Northside-Jacksonville. Okay, I got a couple notes here. Okay, Northside. Just a little breakdown. They were 1-9 last year, 1-5 in the conference. Play in a really tough conference. That's the big the three big Carolina 3A slash 4A. And some of those conference members, they got New Bern. New Bern's state champion. You know, they got Havelock. Havelock's always tough. Greenville Rose or Jay's Rose, they're always tough. Of course, Jacksonville. So you look at that conference, man. They're playing in a really tough conference. So yeah, they're definitely they'll definitely be battle tested towards the end of the year. Just a little bit more breakdown. They're coached by Kendrick Pollock. This will be his 8th season at Northside. Overall record since he's taken over, 31-48. Had some really good years that when he first started. Of course, my hardcore Clem fans know that first season in 2016 ended up defeating Clinton in the playoffs, third round. Took his team to the state championship before they fell to Shelby. And just the last couple years, man, they've had a really tough go of it. I think they only won, I say, 2 games in the last 3 years. So it's been kind of rough out there. But like I said, sometimes that's just how it is in military towns. Talent comes in, talent leaves. Definitely from what I saw them, I watched a little bit of their scrimmage, their jamboree footage from the Bash at the Beach. Definitely not the size of a typical Northside-Jacksonville team that I'm used to seeing back when we played. Like I said, they still got some athletes though, but just not that size that we're used to seeing. Just a little bit more breakdown on Kendrick Pollock since taking over Northside. He's 2-6 versus Clinton. That last win coming in 2017. A couple players to watch for Northside. KJ Pollock, he's the quarterback, senior, third-year starter. Last season passed for 1,847 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 30 interceptions. So, like I said, he's a big kid, 6'3". I want to say he's about 225, 230. Strong arm. Like I said, he's got a couple. Like I said, has some interceptions, but you got to think a lot of those games, Northside was probably trailing. Like I said, that competition he's going against. But like I said, big kid. Notice he's not really mobile, more of a pocket passer, which I will break down a little bit later on. That kind of I feel like that plays into Clinton's advantage. Some other players to watch: Jamari Ridges, excuse me, number 6, the wide receiver. Was watching, like I said, I was watching a little bit of their jamboree, and he seemed to be the deep target, his favorite deep target for the quarterback. Showed some good speed, good hands, so somebody that probably need to keep our eye on, number 6. On the defensive side of the ball, Jahan McDougal, outside linebacker, number 8. and Darius Amison. Sorry, I'll probably just murder that kid's name. Middle linebacker number 9. Uh, like I said, they both stood out on film to me. Check their stats. Both of them had over 100 tackles last season. So, yeah, two guys that you definitely the Clint offense is going to want to know where those two are lined up on the field at all times. A little bit more, but yeah, that's pretty much breaking down North Side. Like I said, man, just not the size that I'm used to seeing. I feel like Clinton, on the offensive and defensive sides of on the line, should definitely have the advantage in that point of view. Defensively, they combat their lack of size with speed. I noticed they blitz a lot, so just something else we probably would need to be on the watch out for. Let's see here. I'm gonna start. That's it for Northside. I'm gonna get kind of break down Clinton for you guys. Of course, we all know Clinton's coached by Corey Johnson, his 6th season, 46-11 overall. And since taking over, he's 5-0 versus Northside-Jacksonville, so that's good for us. Clinton's breakdown last season: 11-2 overall, 6-0 in conference. A couple players to watch. Obviously, I already talked about him, but Josiah McLaurin, Maryland commit, 903 rushing yards last season, 18 touchdowns, 490 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns. And he also had 4 punt returns for touchdowns. So he had somewhere like, I want to say 26 total touchdowns. I mean, just a threat to score anytime he touched the ball. Nadarian Blackwell, the quarterback, 916 yards last season passing, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 429 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. Like I said, heard a good quote listening to the broadcast of the jamboree where they talked about, Coach was saying last year the Darian was an athlete playing quarterback, and said this year he's a quarterback. He's a legit quarterback this season. So, and we've seen this before in Johnson's system. Quarterbacks taking that next step in the second year. We saw it with Blake Smith, the growth from his first year to that second year, and I'm feeling we'll see something very similar with Nadarian. I mean, he's got all the traits that you want in a solid high school quarterback, mobile, athletic. Like I said, he strong arm, and he's got some great weapons to throw to. Another guy that want to watch out for, Josiah Robinson, running back. I mean, he's been in the system since he was a freshman. I think you saw him. I mean, had some great big runs against St. Paul's and East Dupin last year. I mean, he's a threat to, take it to the house anytime he touched the ball. Very explosive. 621 yards last season, 7 touchdowns. I feel like he's, due for like a really big season. I would not be surprised to see him break 1,000 yards. I mean, he's got that type of talent. Really looking forward to big things from him this season. Defensively, you got to start with Amaris Williams, man. Florida commit. 65 tackles last year. 44 tackles for loss. Like, that's crazy. Like I say, he lived in opponents' backfields last year. 18 sacks. Like I said, that just those numbers right alone just speak volumes. Alex Evans, safety. I mean, kid's been in the program since he was a freshman. Like I said, the struggles that the defensive secondary were having in the jamboree, you look for a guy like Alex to kind of settle everybody down, get that communication going. He's a senior, that senior leadership. But I feel like he's in for a big year this year. 4 interceptions last year. I feel like I feel like he could build on that this season. Fast, hard hitter, not scared to come up from that safety position and lay the wood, man. Right now, I think he has an offer from Barton, and I'm pretty sure there's some more on the way. Another guy I want to mention to kind of look out for, Dustin Williams, man, linebacker, number 24, really stood out when I watched the team, the tape on the team for the jamboree. I mean, quick linebacker, not scared. He's flying into the backfield, flying all over the field. Last season, 104 tackles. I mean, so that just just tells you everything you need to know. That's what you want your linebacker to do, man. He's flying around, he's making plays. 8 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. I feel like he's in for another big season this year. All right, so we'll get into a little breakdown. Clint versus Northside. Like I mentioned in my opening show when I was breaking down the schedule, some history between these two teams. Man, we had some great battles. 2005, 2006, back-to-back seasons meeting in the regional championship game. Like I said, we broke their hearts, but they got us back. They got us back in 2016. A lot of people, had that 2016 Clinton team, rolling into the state championship. A lot of people say that was probably the only team they feel that could have stuck with that 2016 Shelby team. But unfortunately, it's just the way it goes. Like I said, football game is not a game that's played on paper. And they caught us on a bad night, and they capitalized. And hats off to them for it. But yeah, that one stung. But since Corey Johnson's taken over at Clinton, he's had a lot of success against Northside. But it also seems like since Northside's moved up to 3A, man, it just hasn't been the same program, man. They've just really struggled for years. They were probably one of the most consistent teams in the 2A, where they were 2A at the time. I want to say they went to four or five straight regional championship games and just could never, get over that hump. So, like I said, just a tough program that's falling on hard times, man. But it's going to be a great matchup. Last season, Clinton won 33-12. And like I said, man, you got to come out and play the game because last year Northside gave us all we wanted in that first half, man. We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers, and Northside actually had the lead at halftime, not 12-9, before Clinton straightened out in the second half. But that just goes to show you, man. Like I said, football is not a game that's played on paper, man. You got to come out there on the field and perform. And like I said, that Northside team, they're not going to lay down. They're going to come out there and play. A couple of things I feel Clinton should try to probably take advantage of. Like I said, the size factor. Our defensive front seven, versus their offensive line, the pass rush. Like I said, he's not really a mobile quarterback. He likes to stand in that pocket. I feel like we could get to him. I was watching watching their jamboree against Topsail. I don't believe I saw a single positive run play. I mean, Topsail was, in the backfield, hitting them right there at the line of scrimmage for a loss every single play. So I feel like our defensive front seven is capable of doing that and plus more. Offensively, one of the things I saw they struggled against, well, their defense has struggled against, was the tight end. Topsail's tight end had a couple catches, lots of yards. I mean, it seemed like it was maybe 15, 20 yards before somebody would, get to him. So they seemed like they had a problem with covering the tight ends. And part of it could be the reason they were blitzing a lot. So, you forget no one picks up that tight end and boom, he's wide open. And one of the things I'm feeling Clint could really capitalize on, the fact that, we got guys like Landon Pearson, Josiah Dwyer, Morris Williams lining up at that tight end spot. And I feel like one of them could flare out and have a really big game, or multiple guys could have a big game, because it seems like that's something they really struggle against. They said something else that I kind of saw, like I said, we got to really hammer out the communication with our secondary. That quarterback loves the deep ball, man. If the offensive line gives him time, that's where the things I think they caught us on a couple plays last year. He likes the big play. He likes he wants to throw that fly route. So 6 and number 5, who actually didn't participate in the jamboree, are two guys who really got to key on the communication. That secondary's got to be on point. But I feel like I said, from what I saw, I feel like our pass rush, our front seven, could get enough pressure to really disrupt the quarterback and give him a hard time. And that, so they said that plays like that take time. So I feel like we can really disrupt that. I think that's pretty much it for my breakdown, man. Really looking forward to getting the week one underway. Once again, I apologize for being so late with the show. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Matter of fact, I'm just getting off of a 12-hour shift now, so I said let me go ahead and take a couple minutes to record some stuff from you guys. I told y'all I was gonna promise y'all, good content, and I'm gonna stick to that. Um, like I said, a lot of stuff to look forward to. Man, if you haven't done so already, please, please, please like, share the page. Um, you got any, other, parents, kids on the team, or alumni that that are interested or really big Clinton football fans. I mean, send them my way. Like I said, like, share the pictures. If you have any pictures of yourself, your kids that you play football, old teams, man, post them on the page. Feel free. I mean, this is something for Clinton football fans. It's something for alumni, former players. I got a lot of messages this week. I know y'all been seeing my countdowns. Each day I post. We're 3 days away, so today I posted Anais Robinson and Muhammad Kaba. You know, and I've been getting a lot of messages about from guys like, "Hey, man, I was the best number four. Why aren't you posting me?" But like I said, it's all love. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. I try to keep it with the actual the current team. But if I don't have a picture of that player, I'll try to go back and find like some other players that wore that number. But I mean, if you got some family members or you yourself played, post pictures on the page, man. Anytime. Shout out your team. Shout out your teammates. Shout out your coach. You know, like I say, this all love. This is something for Clinton folks and Clinton players and fans and families to enjoy. And I'm really happy to keep on doing it. So, like I said, please, 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 continue to support the page, like, share, comment. Comment some stuff you guys want to discuss, stuff you guys want to talk about. Your thoughts, your opinions. I know you guys heard, Ron and Jonathan and Coach Savo doing their predictions over the air. If you want me to do a prediction, I'll post predictions. You want to post a prediction, that's something else we could do. But yeah, man, I'm just really looking forward. It's gonna be a fun season. I really enjoy doing this for y'all. So I'm gonna start wrapping up. Friday, if you can't make it to the game, be sure to download that Mixler app. Oldies1170.com. Listen to Jonathan Griffin and Ron Davis do the play-by-play. Man, those guys do a great job. They paint a good picture. Been doing it for years. Always enjoy looking for them. That's who I listen to. If you have the NFHS network, $13 a month, man, you can watch any high school that has those cameras set up. That's another good option. And with our broadcast, they actually sync the video and the play-by-play together. So I mean, it's like you watch the regular game on TV. That's something I always do. But that's just another option if you guys can't make it out to the game. Continue to support the team. Man, I want to hear about the stands rocking this season, man. Support these young guys. They've been working hard all winter, spring, summer. Support these coaches. I don't want us to be. I don't want to be. If we got any UNC basketball fans out there, y'all know what I mean when I say the wine and cheese UNC fans. They sit on their hands and they're quiet any game outside of a Duke game. Well, for us Clinton fans, we need to get loud every game, man. Not just Wallace, We need to get loud, support these guys every game. These kids are working hard. It's going to be a great season. So with that being said, man, I'm signing off. Chris Harris, man. This is Voices from the Stables, Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. Appreciate you guys listening. Go Horses.